Hi everybody, welcome back to another day of Vlogtober, and this part of the video is happening later in the day. Actually, it's late at night. What you'll see in the middle towards the end of the video will be happening quite a few hours earlier than today. So I've been going through a lot of my supplies, like you've seen, and I came across this. Does everybody remember when these things were a thing? This was my Kipling case, pen case. It's a, they called it a 100 pen case, and it had little elastics here, elastics on this flip, and then a huge compartment in the back for pens. And I've been using this one to store these. I got these pens, they're real brush pens from, oh, that's one of my favorite colors, the olive green. And the periwinkle is really pretty too. They are a brush pen, and they are actually, like, when it says real brush pen, it means there's like real bristles. So this is a notebook that I got from Arteza, and it's this was years ago, like a year or so ago. It's 60 sheets of mixed media, and it's their premium paper. They do have a paper that's better than this, and all I used this for is I had done this with some of the Arteza watercolors and some of the metallic and acrylic paints. The metallic acrylic and the regular acrylic paints. It's kind of like an homage to Jane Davenport. She has hearts in a flower pot, and so I decided to try and draw one. And what I have in here is I have like, there were my Jane Davenport watercolors, and I actually gave these away to a former cello student of mine who's an artist, and she needed some watercolors for a project, and I said, here, take these, I'm not using them. And then these, remember that horrible Artist Loft palette that everybody had? I gave that to some kids. I just wanted to swatch the colors to see how chalky they were. These are my Kuretake Ganzai Tambi. I've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's a white there. I've got the 12 set. And I just wanted to see how well they blend, like the yellow and red. Can you get an orange? And you can. And just to see what the different mixes you can do. These are the primas that I have, the basics, which the husband has. These are the, I want to say, decadent pies, which I gave to that one student of mine. And then these are the vintage, antique, vintage, whatever, pastels. Those I kept because they're kind of unique. These are my, some of my St. Petersburg Biela Noche watercolors. These, hands down, are my favorite. They have my heart. They are wonderful colors. And then I swatched every single one of the acrylic Artezas that I got. I had a huge set, and I gave those to a student because I don't do anything with acrylics. So here they are, kind of by color family. There's some really beautiful colors. And then, oh, this was fun to do. I did the metallics. I had a, what was it, 2, 4, 6, 12, 24, 36, I think, set of the metallics, and I did them on a white paper, and then I did them on black, and that was so much fun to see, and that's why I'm holding on to these, because they look so much fun. I had so many art supplies, and I had all of the intention of using them. Like, I even signed up for a Mindy Lacefield class, and didn't use them at all. And then this right here is all of the different palettes that I have from the White Knights. So My first set that I got was the 24 set, and this is all of the 24. Then I got the little 12-pack travel set, which was this. Then in 2018, I got some of the special colors like these quinacridones and this beautiful Venetian red. It's a gorgeous color. This is a Payne's gray and some different shades of purple. And this Zilione is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Then I got the pastel set of the 2019 pastels, and then in 2019, end of 2019, early 2020, they had some new primaries, like actual primaries, come out. And that's like a yellow, green, yellow. I'm trying to remember the Russian, but yeah. So those are all of the colors that I have, and of course there are a couple of doubles in these two sets because these 12 are in here, except for one of the blues is different. This one is a oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's similar to this, but they're different. But yeah, so those are my favorite watercolors. I had done a bunch of paintings in one of my A5 inserts. And so you can see, like, it's actually like, I'll just see if I can zoom in. Like, it's actual real bristles. See how it kind of flares out like that? And I haven't used these in over a year, and look how they're still very juicy. So that's actually one of my favorite greens, olive green. There's also a beautiful green, I think it's called like crocodile green. Yep. It's a really pretty color too. When I was working on some paintings and I wanted some like beautiful tree colors, I would use these for the trees and for... I've used this one a lot, so I'm surprised there's ink left in it. So there are those two greens. And this is a really pretty periwinkle, I think. Yeah. It's kind of like a... It's a pretty blue. But you can see when I press down and splay the actual brushes. I would never use these for like lettering because they're just too soft and too flexible. And there's a ton of colors. I think I had like I mean, this is the largest that they had at the time. I think they have some more. I can't even remember how many there were. But ooh, what color is this? I just thought I'd share a few of these colors. So, ooh, this is light magenta. That's quite vibrant, isn't it? And this is kind of rough paper. It's mixed media paper. It's quite good for the acrylic paints. It was actually what they sent with the acrylic paints. So yeah. So since I've been going through all of my items that I have, these are definitely a keeper for sure. What color is this? Oh, this is grape purple. It is like, you know, I don't think it's purple myself. I always thought it looked brown. To me, to my colorblind eyes, it looks brown. I think that's brown, but I guess there's hints of purple in it. But one thing that's really nice about these is you can actually use them as watercolors. If you have like a porcelain palette or a plastic plate, you can rub on it the ink on here, and then use like an aqua brush or a watercolor brush with water in it, and you can actually create beautiful washes of color. And so that's one reason why I like these. And I'm gonna see if I can maybe do something with them again, because I mean, I have them sitting here in my Kipling case. But do you remember when Kipling, now this is like, when I first joined the planner community, like around 2013, like these things were everywhere. Mine's really gunky. I need to clean it up. It's got art supplies all over it. And they came with like a little monkey. I think Chad took the monkey. This one came with a black monkey, and I think his name was George or something weird like that. But yeah, remember these things? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to insert a video of me doing a little bit of flute playing this afternoon and a little bit of teaching, and so roll that footage. So today's been kind of a busy day. I had stuff to do around the house. I had some work to do for grade entry, midterms, and all of that fun stuff. I had students' assignments due today, some practice. I've got rehearsal. I had a new chair delivered, which I haven't put together yet because I haven't had time to, but since I have to spend so much time here in the dining room, office, craft room, whatever you want to call it, catch-all, coffee maker room, I decided I needed to get a better armchair. I mean, I have a chair that I use for practicing, which is like a concert cushy chair, but I needed something a little more comfortable since I do have to spend a lot of time here at the computer with classes being online. So I've been practicing this one section from the Scottish Fantasy by Brooke, and it has some really beautiful melodies in it. My favorite is actually what the violin plays in the third movement, but I'm going to insert a photo here. That was when Bree tagged me this morning, like, what I'm doing now, or what are you doing now? I've been practicing this, and I wanted to show some people the way that I practice it. I'm going to insert another photo here. And I break things down into chunks, into groups. One of my teachers called them, working at things at the at the cellular level. So you're working at a few little things at a time. For those of you that can read music, this passage is a bunch of eighth notes, but we're in the lovely meter of 3/2, and this is an allegro. So really those eighth notes are the equivalent of 16th notes. So they're quite fast, and especially for students, passages like this can be quite challenging because it's finger coordination. It has a lot to do with the embouchure, with the shape of our mouth. Oh, you can see my scar a little bit. I've had a beard for so long. When I was a kid, I got bit by a dog, and so part of my mouth up here doesn't work the way that others do, and I just saw it in the camera, so sorry. So I created this method with like variations from things that my teachers had taught me, and I've just added to it. So I'm gonna pick one passage, which is the hardest passage. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 measures, that the last 4 measures that go up and down and up, and then it leads into trills. And it's a lot of arpeggio work and then also scale in third work. And I call this method the movable fermata. I've written articles about it. It's in the course pack that I offer to my students each year. And what I do is each group of 4, I put a fermata on the first note. So I'm going to play it with the fermatas. Now this starts with 2-note pickups, so those will just play in tempo. So and then I would do that 2, 3, 4 times, putting the fermata on that first note. Then, when that is comfortable, I move it to the second note. And then 2, 3, 4 times till that feels comfortable. Then I move it to the third note. And now that this starts on the third note of a group of 4, I can put a fermata there. And you can breathe after any note that has a fermata, because we're taking this quite slower than it needs to go. So then, once you feel comfortable with that, we put a fermata on the fourth note. And then you would do that 2, 3, 4 times, however many times it takes for you to play all of the right notes, all of the right rhythm. Then what I do is I take those 4 notes and I imagine that those 4 notes equal a 3/8 measure. So it'll be 8th note, 8th note, 2/16. So the equivalent of long, long, short, short. And since it starts on like the last 2, the third and the fourth, that would be short, short, long. And I always breathe before the quick little notes because I'm thinking of those as leading you in. Then, after doing that, I think you're slipping. I'm sorry. Maybe? Maybe not. Then we move those quick notes to the middle 2. So it's 8th note, 2/16, 8th note. So it's long, short, short, long. And then when you feel comfortable with that, then it ends up becoming the 2/16 notes are the first 2, and then 8th note, 8th note. So short, short, long, long. Last note's a trill. Then, when you feel comfortable with that, I like to turn it into a jazzy swung rhythm. So of those 4 notes, it's almost like you've got dotted 16th, 32nd note. Da, da dee, da dee, da dee, da dee. Or even like a double dotted if you're doing like a French Baroque ouverture, if you want to get fancy. So a little swingy rhythm. And then we do the reverse of that. So it's the 32nd note, to the dotted 16th. Da-da, dee-da, dee-da, dee-da. And then once you've done all of those steps, then you play it as straight 16ths, or in this case, straight eighth notes. And then it goes on. So that's for those of you that are flute players that sometimes check out my channel. Take a look at that with any passage you have. And if you have any questions or want some help, let me know. I can definitely help. But it's a really tricky passage that we have. I'm going to try and play through it. The first time we rehearse it is tonight. The concert is until Sunday, so I've got a couple of days to dig more in without having to worry about my teaching schedule. So that's kind of how it goes, but it's actually a little bit faster. And so I'm going to spend some more time practicing with it. Thanks for stopping by my practice room. Now, just a quick little look at the end of my day, since it's the end of Friday. It is Shabbat, but of course, you know, I had to work. And I did get my YouTube video up, and I'm filming this one right now. And I've got to fill out my tracker because I haven't spent in quite a while. But let's take a look. I'm filming the wrap-up, doing that. I have work tomorrow from 11 to 1:30 and then 3 to 5. And let's see, didn't have to take trash out, or the litter, or the water, or the laundry. All I have to do is finish up the dishes and get Seamus, or the coffee, ready for the morning. Because we have early, he has to be to work early, and I have work, and so it's so much easier just to press a button. So yeah, so there we are. I never ever thought I would say this, but I am loving using the rings. I even have some stuff set up in this, my personal rings. I decided to put the new thinner ones in because I have this one kind of chunky stuffed for sure. But yeah. Something I was thinking of doing, I have created these for this year and for next year. And I'm wondering if people would want to see these in the Etsy store. I have them in all of the sizes for rings and traveler's notebooks. And then I also have them in where is it? In cards, in like business card size, so you can print a little one and put it in your planner wherever you want to. And I've got them in a couple of different designs, and and I have these too for all of next year in lots of different sizes. I was wondering if that was something you guys would want. Let me know if it is, and then I'll just finish some things up and pop them on the Etsy store. So yeah, so you got to hear me play a little bit today. We're one of the few orchestras in the United States that is actually performing for live audiences. We have, we're wearing N95 masks, and I've got like a stash of them. Like here's, everyone knows what these look like now. This is an N95 mask, and all the string players and the conductor and even the soloist are wearing these. And then us wind players, when we're playing, we take these off, and then when we're not playing, we put them back on. It's it adds to my anxiety level for sure, but I'm very thankful that I'm able to play, to actually do what I love, because there was so much that was just missing during the 7 months or so, and to even play just 2 concerts, one last month, one this month, to play in temple, and then I'm playing in a church. Of course, we're recording it with social distancing. It's very interesting for sure. Life as a classical musician is very interesting, and that's why I was saying the other day, like, do you journal? What are you journaling for? Are you planning? What are you planning for? Because other than just keeping track of my teaching schedule, there really isn't much for me to plan. But I was going to say, I'm loving rings. I've been using the standard rings ever since they arrived, and they just have been, I couldn't be happier with them. So I'm going to give these a go, and I'm just going to stick with them as long as they fit my need. And like, even the other day I was like, oh, get another color, get a black, get a this, get a that. I'm like, no, John, that's when you start doing that, and then things start, oh, let's try this, let's try that, let's try this, let's try that. No, this is working, you're going to keep it going. And so I have a goal for myself. If I can, Kitty is jingling the bell, that's funny, to the front door. I think she went out. She's not getting out. I have a goal for myself. If I can use this through the end of the year, through November through December, and then even through the end of the school year, so through the early part of May, if I can use this and I have the money set aside, and it's something I'm still going to use, I'm thinking of ordering a custom from Vanderspec like this. So basically a standard rings, because it would be something that would be kind of nice to have a different pocket configuration. I love this. This is beautiful notebook, beautiful quality. But I'm wondering, would I use the pockets? And then I keep saying, John, you're probably not going to use the pockets. You're not going to use the pockets. Just stick with the one you have. And that's most likely what's going to happen, is I'm just going to stick with this one and not even bother ordering, because, I mean, this is such a beautiful piece of leather. It's getting some wear. Like, I've taken it the last couple of days. It's been in my bag for symphony rehearsal, but it's just so doggone lovely. So there we are. I hope you had fun watching me play my flute and watching me kind of teach a little bit. So if you're a flute player out there, print or take a screenshot of that on your device and try playing it. Tell me what you think. Okay, so there we are. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you have any ideas, or just anything to share with all of us, please do. So I'm gonna get this finished so I can get it uploaded and get to bed and get ready to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of rehearsal tomorrow. Whew, it's gonna be a long day. Okay, thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.